The spiritual code of conduct says, don't move till you have a vision. That's why we fail sometimes. You see, a vision means that you can see it on the inside before you can experience it on the outside. Now, you can have all the plans you want, but if you can't see it, nothing's gonna happen. You gotta have a vision, and that comes from you taking time to sit down and do your daily spiritual practice. Okay? Vision ain't gonna fall to you out the top of the closet. You gotta do the work. You gotta sit down, shut up, listen. You gotta tune in to your own channel, not just YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Snap, the pot or the chat or whoever the hell the thing is. People be chat snapping. Chat snapping. Do you Snapchat? Okay, and never reflecting, never correcting, so that they can be directed. Correct, reflect in order to be directed.
Rule number 2, speak out for yourself.
What happened to me or what happens to me doesn't matter. I lived that for a large majority of my life. That you could dishonor me, disrespect me, invalidate me, diminish me, do all manner of things to me, because in my home as a child, I was taught that what happens to me doesn't matter. But the big one, the crippling one that, took me years to heal was remaining loyal to people who treat me badly. So that is even a outgrowth of slavery. We as people of color have a cellular memory of remaining loyal to people who treat us badly, called a massa. And then when it happens under our own roof with our own people, it's like a double whammy. So I've done that. I stayed in dysfunctional relationships. I had dysfunctional friendships because I was trained at home to sit at the table with the man who raped me, to walk around him, to call him daddy, to taught to respect him and don't badmouth him and don't talk back to him because he paid the mortgage. I was trained to remain loyal to people who treat me badly. I think my first Damascus moment was recognizing that if I didn't get a voice and get one quick, that I was going to be sold down the river quickly. That was the first one.
What happened? What was it?
It was really in a personal relationship when someone said that I did something that I did not do that could have had really legal ramifications. But somebody said that I did something that I absolutely did not do. And the last time I spoke up for myself was when I was a child, and I said, that man raped me, and he said no, and it was, so I had to really go for myself. So I had to overcorrect. You go from not having no voice to just being a mouth. So that's what I did. I just went crazy, taking up for myself. Until, the thing is, when you don't know how to do something and you learn how to do it, you'll overcorrect. So then you have to kind of balance it out. So that was the first thing I had to do, was learn how to speak up for myself, because it was clear that nobody else was going to.
Rule number 3, live big.
There comes a moment in your life when you're getting ready to step into a new place. In that place, you should be so scared that there's a little pee running down your leg. Just a little bit of pee. Now, we're not going to have a whole, release of the bladder. But a little pee should be running down your leg, because that's when you're going to depend on something greater than you. If you don't have a little pee running down your leg, then you're not living big enough.
Wow.
You're not. You had a little pee running down your leg when you started this network. That's right. I had to go get you a little Depends.
Yeah, a little pee. I think I had a river runs through it. Yeah.
Yeah. So numb yourself, keep walking, pee on yourself, keep on moving.
Yeah.
And you're going to get into a new place.
Rule number 4, forgive yourself.
I had to forgive myself for what I had made up about other people, what I had thought about other people, what I had said to other people, what I felt about other people. I had to forgive myself. So I cleared the decks first by forgiving them, thought, feeling, action, behavior. Then I fell face first into forgiving myself. We need to stop whining about what isn't happening.
So it's not selfish to put yourself first.
No, it's self-full.
It's self-full.
It's self-full to be first, to be as good as possible to you, to take care of you. But if you don't love what you're doing, run for your life.
Rule number 5, stop holding on.
Get up in your closet and see what you're holding on to. Get up in your drawers and see what you're holding on to. Holding on to what could have been. Holding on to what wasn't. Holding on to what you thought was supposed to happen. Boo-boo left you because boo-boo wasn't good for you in the first place.
Rule number 6, honor your experience.
We dress up our pain. You know, Terry Williams wrote a book, Black Pain. It just looks like we're not hurting.
Right.
Yeah. You know, because we dress it up real nice. He probably couldn't, and based on his own thing, which was mostly the case in my life, based on what he was going through, he was probably there but not present.
Not present at all.
Not present.
Not present
you know?
at all.
Yeah.
Not present at all.
And that doesn't make him a bad person.
Not at all.
And see, one of the reasons we don't heal as black people is because we won't tell that level of radical truth because we think we're talking bad about the person as opposed to honoring our own experience. And that's where we got to go. I call people on it, just that one principle, ownership, in their speaking, because I hear how people externalize it. Well, how do you know? How do I? You know, and what are you supposed to do? No, what am I supposed to do? Just that little bit, because what happens is we speak in that third party and detach from the emotion and the presence in the during experience. And that's why we can treat each other so badly, because we are neck down dead in our heads, you know, talking and making sense out of nonsense because we won't allow ourselves to feel the devastation. See, the ego is in the head, so it'll take you any place you want to go. But the heart, once the heart gets involved, you're going to stop. It's going to stop you, you understand? Because that's where the soul is. It's going to stop you. So we live from the chin up to a manner of craziness.
Rule number 7, be truthful and forgive.
Most of us, I'm a spiritual psychologist and a spiritual technician. That's what I do. And what I learned is we are very loyal to our family patterns because they're familiar, they're comfortable. Better the devil we know than the one we don't know. So even though we don't want to be poor, we'll have a consciousness that'll keep us poor or keep us sad or keep us in drama or keep us in chaos because it's familiar. So that's when I started studying what I call DNTPs, dominant negative thought patterns, and how they manifest and how they govern our behavior. Because, you know, everything begins with a thought. And the thought creates an attitude, and the attitude creates the word, and the word creates a feeling, or vice versa. The feeling leads to a thought. So I've been studying dominant negative thought patterns. So if you want to eliminate family pathology, you got to forgive. You got to tell the truth about what's going on.